This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. And today we are going to be talking about the WrestleMania. Yes, the WrestleMania that we all were talking about for the last 3 months and whatnot. So, the fact that, here we go, the Mania shock. There was 2 nights of this, and the first night was horrible. The second night was full of surprises, and that main event was a great match. Probably we could say is, to be honest, it's probably match of the year and whatnot. So with that being said and whatnot, the craziest stuff that I saw during this WrestleMania was before the WrestleMania even started. We had an incident back, I believe it was 2 days before WrestleMania, when we saw Jey Uso in Cameron's podcast that ended up in a scuffle. I mean, the way I'm looking at it, it looked like it was some shit very planned by, TKO to add another celebrity into WWE storylines, which led me to believe I knew it was some storyline, whatever it was. The crazy part is that Cameron claimed he was going to be Saturday in Vegas to confront Jey Uso. Now, I'm thinking, wow, well, we'll see about that. I'm not too crazy about no damn celebrities coming in to get into a ring or whatever. I'm not crazy about that. I've been saying that. The fact that we have Pat McAfee involved in the main event for Saturday night, including Jelly Roll, which just, to me, was disgusting, to be honest. So here I am thinking like, okay, so Saturday night is going to look like we're going to have a bunch of celebrities. This is Celebrity WrestleMania. It's not even WrestleMania, Celebrity Mania. And then next thing you know, it didn't happen. The first match of the night was the Usos and LA Knight against IShowSpeed and Austin Theory and Logan Paul division. Now, first of all, I got to give it to IShowSpeed. He did pretty well in that ring. But at the end, the match, you had the Usos and LA Knight beating division and IShowSpeed, which at the end we saw IShowSpeed get on top of a turnbuckle and frog splash Logan Paul through a table. And I'm saying, well, we'll see what happens, because, I mean, you still have time. You had the Uso on the other side of the ring, and I said, maybe Cameron pops out. Cameron never popped out. This goes to tell me right there that, it was nonsense. So to me, I'm like, this is not going to happen in WrestleMania, because Uso is not going to pop out on night 2 to do anything, because he's not scheduled for night 2. So what happens? Next thing you know, we all wondering what the hell happened. Bunch for night 1 and 2. The problem that a lot of wrestling fans had was the fact that ESPN Plus was showing an enormous amount of ads, commercials after commercials after commercial. Listen, I understand that TKO is under a $3 billion, under the red, owes money, $3 billion. But now all of a sudden I'm looking at this and they ad after ad. Now we have turnbuckles with ads. We had the wrestling ring with ads. Everything with ads, because it looks like, TKO is trying to find a way to pay up that money, right? So we had that issue on night 1. Then we had the Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. That was supposed to be a non-sanction match. Now, granted that the match was pretty good, it didn't live up to the hype, to be honest. Because when it's an unsanctioned match, There's blood spilled, right? So I don't know what WWE was trying to do. If they wanted to have the fans believe that they also do unsanctioned match, like AEW does, but it looked to me like that unsanctioned match was a regular match. Granted, they use weapons of their choice, whatever, but it did not really it didn't live up to the hype, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm saying to myself, okay, there was no blood spill. Jacob Fatu wins. What's next for Jacob? Well, we ended up finding out what was next for Jacob. So for night one so far, that match was the best one of the night. Okay. So I'm like, okay, no blood was spilled on this supposedly this non-sanctioned match. So I said, okay, whatever. Then they had this horrible 4-way women's tag team match. Apparently, the Bella twins, one of the Bella, Nikki, was injured. And I, for one, said, why are we even having this match when we all know what's going to happen, right? The surprise was the person who was going to replace Nikki was Paige, okay? Paige hasn't been in WWE in God knows how long. Now, what didn't make sense to me, how is it Nikki Bella or Brie Bella are friends with Paige, and now, oh my God, after so many years, they're going to team up, and they ended up winning the tag team's women's title. And then it looked to me like this show was like the matches were going quick, okay? And to me, I was like, okay, this don't make no damn sense. The matches are going quick. They're like 10, not even 7 minutes matches. The 4-way was real quick. The fact that they gave the titles to Paige and the Bella twins, Brie, let me put it this way. And you know why? A lot of people are going to hate about this. Oh, you just a hater, whatever. No, facts are facts. WWE loves living in nostalgia. The fact that Paige comes in, they put a card from 14 years ago. Remember when Paige came up from NXT, the minute she came up, she ended up beating CM Punk's wife real quick and beating her for the belt. You know what I'm saying? To AJ Lee on the first night on the main roster. They did the same shit, but it was different this time. The tag team belts, they gave her the tag team belts because Nikki Bella couldn't wrestle. She had an operation or whatever it was. So now I'm saying to myself, first of all, it's bad enough that the women's division in tag team is horrible. And this is not knocking any woman, whatever, but if you compare the tag teams in AEW to WWE, it's not the same. AEW got a better tag team scene, even though they don't have a lot of tag teams. But look at the champions in AEW compared to the champions in WWE. You know what I'm saying? Also, guys, you're welcome to ask questions. Feel free to leave a comment and whatnot. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? So, but so that was my beef on that. Like, Paige just came back and you're already putting a title on her. This is what WWE does. Oh, let me give you this toy for now. You can play with it for now, but in 2 weeks we're about to take it away from you because that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. So then we had the Intercontinental Women's title. To me, this match, I already knew that Becky Lynch was going to win the belt back because the whole storyline is about the referee. I forgot her name, and she's apparently she's training to be a wrestler and whatnot. And the referee in that match was very involved in this match. And, Becky found a way to cheat and whatnot and actually hit Becky Lynch, or Becky Lynch got tripped over, hit her head exposed to the turnbuckle that was exposed. And Becky Lynch ended up winning the Intercontinental title. First of all, honestly, AJ Lee should have never had that Intercontinental title to begin with. She should have won it back in September when she ended up pinning Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza, but they waited months. And the story was, oh, she's she's promoting her book, so she can't make it. But yeah, she showed up, I think, at Survivor Series, and again made Becky Lynch submit. So they were like, what, 4 or 5 months backwards at the end of the day. So to me, I'm like, okay, this don't make no damn sense to me, So yeah, I did not know. I wasn't too crazy about it, so, but you see the pattern that was going on. The matches were not great at night one. They weren't. Becky Lynch got the belt back. Big deal. We already knew that she was going to win it. You know what I'm saying? Then we had the match of the night. This was the match of the night. To me, it was the match of the night. And that was Gunther versus Seth Rollins. This match was could be out there in WWE as one of the classics, because this match went back and forth, and it wasn't until Braun Breaker went and actually speared the shit out of Seth Rollins. Now, did I figure that Braun Breaker was going to come and do something? I figured he's got to show up, because Braun Breaker's been out since January, I believe, with a hernia. So he had to be involved and whatnot, because it's bad enough. You got Bronson Reed and you have Braun Breaker hurt, the two main guys in the division. And if you look at the division now, they look weak before Braun Breaker came back. You know what I'm saying? So Braun Breaker ended up spearing and costing Seth Rollins the match, and Gunther wins it by putting Seth Rollins out with a sleeper, which apparently, to me, is like, okay, what was the point of having Gunther and whatnot doing this? So I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? That, but it was a good match. I can't say that was the best match of the night. I'm sorry. It was better than the main event, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So that was, that was that. Then we had the women's world heavyweight title, which it was only 7 minutes. You mean to tell me you had Stephanie Vaquel defend her title against Liv Morgan, and you gave these ladies 7 minutes? I want you to understand that 7 minutes for a world title match, not 15, not 10, 7 minutes. This is how much WWE and TKO thinks of these women. So basically, Stephanie Vaquel ended up losing the belt. Dude, Roxanne Perez showed up again, and she hasn't been seen in a while. And Raquel Rodriguez interfered in the match and whatnot. And pretty much, Liv Morgan gained her belt back. She gained her belt back. So that alone right there. And I had a feeling Stephanie Vaquel was going to lose the belt, because originally Liv Morgan never lost the belt. She just got injured. It so happened that Stephanie Vaquel ended up winning the belt in a match between her and Io Sky. So it was a right match, but it was 7 minutes. Why do we have a 7-minute match? That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I still was wondering, like, 7 minutes? That's nuts. Then we had the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and right away they went straight to the celebrities. We had Pat McAfee, pretty much. I think they did a crossroad on him and whatnot. The crossroads, and then I think that's when Jelly Roll hit the fucking elbow from one desk table to another. I was like, okay, they got rid of all these celebrities out of the way right away. The match, you could tell that the fans were with Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? Randy Orton. What up, Dom? What's going on? What's good? The match was as mid as Liv. Well, yeah, 7 minutes, bro. Like, it's like they didn't have nothing planned for it. They did all these things during leading up to the match, even to a point where Liv Morgan bumped heads with I believe was it Roxanne? Yeah, Roxanne, and only to give you 7 minutes. That's crazy. 7 minutes. So, but the Cody Rhodes match, people were booing Cody. It wasn't a bad match. it could have been much better. I think what messed it up the part was with the celebrities involved in that, because Cody was cheating. Cody was going to the dirt trying to figure out what he was going to do. Was he going to keep cheating, whatever the case may be? And he was doing stuff that was a heel tactic, and people were booing. I just didn't get it. But at the end, Pat McAfee came with a damn neck brace and a referee shirt and whatnot. And sure enough, don't trust the Viper, because he tried to help Randy Orton get the pin from Cody Rhodes, and when he counted to 2, Cody got up, and Randy just looked at Pat McAfee and looked at him like, you sure? And sure enough, RKO. And that was the end of that. And Cody ended up pinning Randy Orton because Randy Orton lost focus on the match and he got pinned. After the match, as Cody was bloody and messy, Randy took the belt and hit Cody with the belt. After that, he did the punt kick, which a couple of days later, you saw Cody with a black eye. It was nasty. He looked damaged. But here's the crazy part. You had the main event, and in the main event, both wrestlers were bleeding, but you didn't have blood on the non-sanction match. You see what I'm talking about when it comes to WWE? Ass backwards. Okay, and I'm not being a WWE hater. It's facts. Anybody could tell you. Anybody who's watching me right now, they know why there was no blood spill between Fatu and Drew McIntyre, but there was blood spill on on Cody and Randy. Again, no sense and whatnot. So night 1 sucked. There's no other way to put it. From 1 to 5, I give it a 2.5. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll be like, oh, but how can you say that? Yes, 2.5. Commercials, matches were shortened. They tried to have you believe that Cameron was going to show up, and after the match with the division, I stop, I'll show whatever, I'll show speed, whatever his name is, and nothing happened, nothing. So we move on to night 2. Now night 2, I almost didn't get to see the beginning of night 2 because I didn't know they were going to start so early. But they started off the match between Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this match, pretty much I had an idea that Oba was going to win because I think he's going to be the next thing. But the way the match ended, Oba ended up winning. Brock caught Oba, hit him with the F5, and it looked like my man Oba didn't really sell it. And next thing you know, Brock Lesnar got caught in the grace from the fall from grace, and Oba won the match. It was what happened after the match. Brock Lesnar decided after the match that he was done. 25 years he's been in the wrestling business. He's been multiple times world heavyweight champion. Went to New Japan in 2005. Was IWGP champion. Okay, came back in 2012 or 2011, whatever it was. Came back. He's the one who gave the beating of his life to John Cena. Gave him like 12 or 13 super. The man has done everything you can imagine. And here he was taking off his gloves, his UFC gloves, and his boots, and just hanging it up. No explanation, nothing to say, nothing. It was no explanation, nothing to be said. He just retired. Next thing you know, everybody that was the talk of the night. You know what I'm saying? So that match was pretty good, but what happened, nobody saw this coming. Not even me. I didn't even know that was coming. So it kind of shocked me that he retired, but I was also waiting for the clowns in X to come and say, Brock is not going to AEW, because every time somebody leaves from one of these companies, the AEW, but now they're going to WWE. Brock is done. 25 years he put in. And you know what? I was a big fan of his. And if you look at his old wrestling matches from back then, 2001, compared to what he is now, that guy could wrestle. WWE took a lot of his wrestling moves and made him wrestle the WWE way, which is stupid. You know what I'm saying? They take a lot of these things from a lot of people. So the next match, we had the what we at? The IC ladder title match. Now this, I mean, the fact they put Javon Evans in there, I thought they were going to give him the belt. Because I think, not for nothing, and I know a lot of people are going to be on my ass, but I think Javon Evans is overrated. This guy's doing the same thing that a lot of people back then were complaining about AEW. Oh, they do too much, jump off the ropes, jumping off the top rope, doing a lot of, circus act. They're doing this. What does Javon Evans does? The same shit. So, and to top it off, I'm not too crazy about him because he gets involved in conversation that has nothing to do with him or the company. And I remember he was involved in some bullshit when it came to Ricochet. You know what I'm saying? The guy is not even won a world title, hasn't won nothing. He just, when I see wrestlers do that, I call them puppets. And that's exactly what I feel like he is. But this match was pretty good. Penta, of course, doing some crazy shit like always. Doing a what was it? He does the damn Canadian Destroyer, or they call it the Penta Destroyer, on a ladder on JD McDonough. I'm like, haven't we not learned, Mr. Penta, what you did to Dante Martin at Ring of Honor in a similar ladder match where Dante Martin broke his whole damn ankle? I still remember that because I saw that. His ankle ended up hanging out of his bone and whatnot. He's still doing this shit. Why? And it was just a crazy match. At one point, I even saw Dragon Lee in there and whatnot. Yeah, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio. I don't know why Rey Mysterio wasn't even involved in this shit. Rey Mysterio and Penta, it was like the AAA against WWE. Mexican wrestlers against WWE. So the fact that I saw Dragon Lee in there, I'm like, this is the guy when he was in AEW, when he was going to New Japan, he was doing great. They got this guy. The only thing he's ever won in there is the tag team belts with AJ Styles. And after that, he hasn't done anything. I'm surprised that he wasn't let go. Because, he may be next. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to be talking about the releases too. So this is just not over. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the releases and whatnot. So this match, Penta ended up winning it. I couldn't see anybody else actually winning it. At first, I thought Dragon Lee was going to get it. And I was rooting for Dragon Lee to get it because he deserves it. The guy's been out there putting his body on the line in WWE, and they haven't done shit with him. I said put him in the Latino World Order, So other than that, he hasn't done nothing. So after this match, we had the United States title match. This match was pretty much, I could tell who was going to win this. Sami Zayn did his thing. It was a good match, whatever. Little Yachty, again, another celebrity getting involved in this match and whatnot. And then he got haluva kick. And I don't know how in the world a guy who never wrestled in his life took a haluva kick. Okay. Granted, they were wrestling is fake, whatever. Granted, why he did not sell the haluva kick and stood his ass on the floor instead of getting up and interfering where Trick Williams ends up winning the United States title in this match and whatnot. Again, celebrity getting involved, a title getting hot potatoed, because in reality, why in the world they gave the belt to Sami Zayn for him to hold it for 2-3 weeks, for him to be a transitional champion. And now it may look like he's going to be the next guy who's going to be feuding with Cody. He may be the one who's going to get a title shot. We seen, and I don't know why they're doing this, because we've seen Cody beat Sami Zayn. That's what it looks like. So, again, Trick Williams hit the trick shot to win the United States after Lil Yachty interfered in this match. So, it wasn't bad because these matches for night 2 were not bad. The same thing with the ladder match. For a minute, I thought they were going to go give it first to Javon Evans, like I said, All Dragon Lee. This United States title, I knew they were going to give it to Trick Williams. He's he's the future of the company and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Any chance? Hold up. Any chance Brock to return? Well, according to my boy Mike, he saw a video of him saying that he's done. He wants peace. He just want to be in his farm and whatnot. The guy has been put in 25 years. That's a long time. You know what I'm saying? 25 years. He wrestled everybody. He's a Hall of Fame right away. Hall of Famer. He's the guy who went and is known to be the Undertaker's winning streak in WrestleMania. And to think that everybody, but why does this happen? Because Undertaker wanted him to be the one to do it. So, and if he comes back, he'll come back. I mean, at first I was thinking that maybe the favor that Gunther was telling Paul Heyman is for him to retire Brock Lesnar, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, the rumor that was going around where it was going to be Cody and Jelly Roll versus Pat McAfee and Randy Orton. That's not going to happen because we saw Randy hit, Pat McAfee with the RKO, and Pat McAfee's not coming back to wrestling. He said it already. So, I mean, never say never, but that is what it is. So, the next match was Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor, a street fight. This match was good. It was good to see Finn come out with his old school demon character and whatnot. It was a decent match. It wasn't bad. But I wish the Intercontinental title was on the line and Dominic would have still had that belt. But apparently Triple A had other ideas and whatnot. So, this was a decent match. I mean, I can't say no, it wasn't. It should not have been in WrestleMania. Both entrants, both wrestlers came on with the entrance. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. I mean, I like what Dominic Mysterio came in like in a throne, and all these wrestlers with masks on and whatnot. And then Finn Balor's entrance was awesome. The only problem was all that confetti was covering his face, and that kind of messed it up a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. So, but this match was pretty good. It was a good match, and it was good to see Finn come out with his alter ego and the win. Now, the WWE Undisputed Women's title match, Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. This match was decent. And let me tell you something. I was very surprised of how much Jade Cargill has improved. The only problem that I had was what the announcer said, that she said she doesn't need the title, to be a superstar. And it's like I said the other day, Jade Cargill, and I said this in the group chat, Jade Cargill never cared about being a pro wrestler. All she cares is the avenues for her to do other projects under the WWE banner. She knew she wasn't able to do it with AEW, so she came to WWE and whatnot. And yes, she won the tag team belts with Bianca Belair. But after that, she fought for the world title. She was given a bunch of title shots. She finally wins the title, but here's the problem. She had the belt for 169 days. She only defended it one time. 169 days. And she defended it once. So what that tells you, Rhea Ripley ends up winning the belt. What's next for Jade Cargill? We don't know. Now, last night, she did not come on SmackDown because Brandon Phillips was getting her boyfriend, her husband, whatever he is. Brandon Phillips, a baseball player for the Cincinnati Reds, was getting inducted into the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, so she was not going to be on the show. But what is next for Jay? You know what I'm saying? She could leave WWE. I mean, she's been there for 3 years already. She could leave WWE and be like, okay, I won the belt, was champion. I'm known now. You know, because she got the look. She got the physique. She got the look. You know what I'm saying? She could do anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing what Rhea Ripley said. She's an outsider. I don't know if she's an outsider because she's been wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But the match was pretty good. It wasn't bad, but I was very impressed with her wrestling skill. She gave Rhea a run for her money. Now Rhea Ripley looks like she has lost a lot of muscle weight. She doesn't look dominant like she used to now. She looks too sexy, whatever. And here's the problem when I have this whole Io Sky coming out and doing all this and being buddy, that's just cringe. You know what I'm saying? When I'm gonna see Io turn on her or Rhea Ripley turning on Io, which one? You know what I'm saying? So, but that match was not bad. It wasn't, I mean, would I see it again? Maybe. It's not a match that I'll go back and see it, but it was all right. It was a good match. Then the last match, I think, and first of all, before we go to the last match, why in the hell did we have Danhausen come out with a bunch of other little Danhausen? I have a problem with this crap because now, mind you, I was a big fan of Danhausen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna stay here and act like I never liked Danhausen. I liked Danhausen when he was in Ring of Honor. He could wrestle. The guy could wrestle. When he was in AEW, the critics that I heard and critics that even people who I work with that does podcasts just like me couldn't stand Danhausen. Now what I'm seeing on Twitter is everything Triple H Hausen, Valentine Hausen, Joe Hausen. Everything is Danhausen. When 3 years ago or 4 years ago, people did not care about Danhausen. They thought Danhausen was a joke. Danhausen was a clown. Nobody gave a rat's ass about Danhausen. All of a sudden now, everybody loves Danhausen because he's in WWE. You see what I'm saying? The hypocrites. People who never gave a rat's ass about Danhausen, all of a sudden, I love Danhausen. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between the WWE fan base and the AEW fan base. Now, mind you that, you got some AEW fans there. I'm like, you know what? Sit your ass down because you talking nonsense. Same thing with WWE fans. Sometimes they out of pocket sometimes, just living on this narrative, that's ridiculous and want to complain, but yet spend money on the company when the company's treating y'all like shit. So, but anyway, the fact that, that this is what I'm seeing now with Danhausen is ridiculous. A bunch of hypocrites. That's what I gotta say. The CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, that match lived up to the hype, lived up to what it was built. Even I will give it a 5. A 1 out of 5. I give it a 5, a 5-star match. This match is probably wrestling match of the year. These two killed it. The best part is that while Roman Reigns was beating on CM Punk, he was talking to him the same way CM Punk did it. And these guys went back and forth. I think both of them went through tables. I mean, even at one time, which I was surprised, Roman Reigns grabbed the steel steps, hit CM Punk with it, and the referee did not disqualify it. So, maybe a couple of years ago, I would have made a big shit out of it. But really, I mean, you don't want to get a disqualification. You know what I'm saying? It's not be too logic, but it was a pretty good match. And I can't, now, having Roman Reigns win that title, that kind of really has me saying, why would they give him the title when 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he was shaming that title? Now he has that title. Now, granted, maybe WWE wants him to make it prestige like he did with the Undisputed title and whatnot. So now here's the opportunity. And then again, Roman Reigns said it. Roman Reigns said, I gave you guys 2 years to make a name for yourself while I was gone. Even though he came in and out, but he was gone. And nobody took it to the next level. He's back. He has the belt. Now what? Now, the funny thing is now, as far as his next challenger is Jacob Fatu. Now, there's rumors going around that the Usos are going to turn on Roman Reigns and join Jacob Fatu, which means Jacob Fatu is going to turn heel and whatnot. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's going to be very interesting to see Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns at Backlash. Also, they announced that CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Well, really, CM Punk just lost the belt. He's getting another title shot. This guy lived off 2025 getting title shots. So see what I'm talking about? WWE. So overall, WrestleMania as a whole, I give it a 3, averaging it, because night 1 was horrendous. Now, what's going to happen next year for Saudi Arabia? Now, again, we don't know if they're going to be able to do it at Saudi Arabia, especially what's going on in the world with the Iran, United States crisis. We don't know if we're even going to get that. But we may not even have WWE here anymore because the Saudis may end up buying it. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I say that because we're going to get to the next subject. Because let me put it this way. When I was planning to do this, right? To do this episode, I wasn't even, I don't even think I had in mind to talk about anything else but this. Usually I will probably do the half hour, whatever. But something interesting that happened yesterday. And the thing that happened yesterday was releases. I totally forgot about that. Now, mind you that I've been doing other things and whatnot. And even if, let's say, I guess, even if there was release and I found out about it, I probably wouldn't even talk about it today. I probably would have changed. I would have probably changed the thumbnail. I would have changed something. But this, I found out this last night and whatnot. So the fact that WWE released a dozen of wrestlers, including one that I had to say, you did not learn your lesson and whatnot. So let me read you the full list of the WWE releases as of now. Kairi Sane, Aleister Black, Selena, Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Santa Escobar, Motor City Machine Gun, Dexter Loomis, Apollo Crew, Rowan, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Andre Chase, Zoe Stark, Alba Fry, Tyra May Steele, Serena Linton, Tyson, Tariq, Chris Island, Malik Blade, Trill London, and Luca Crucifino. Now, from Zoe Stark down, I don't know any, actually after Alba Frey, I don't know any of those other people. They might be NXT people. But let's start off with Kairi Sane. Now, Kairi Sane left WWE a couple of years ago and left to go to New Japan Wrestling. She became the first ever IWGP Women's Champion. Even though she lost that belt, I think, to Mercedes, if I'm correct. I think she did lose to Mercedes. But she left only to come back. I was saying to myself, why did you come back? You was getting, Nia Jax was grabbing you in matches and getting you hurt. Why would you come back? And they let her go. And this is the part I don't understand about these wrestlers. They get let go and they're back again in WWE within 2 years. Especially those who go to AEW, which I'm going to be talking about. But Kairi Sane, why did you come back to WWE? You should have stood in New Japan Wrestling or Stardom. Stay over there. Why come back? And now she doesn't have a job anymore. She'll probably end up going back to Japan and whatnot. The next one here, Aleister Black. When I saw this, I had to laugh because the Aleister Black situation, first of all, when he was in AEW, and since he's buddy with CM Punk, since you bought so buddy with CM Punk, how come CM Punk didn't save your job? But he was buddy with CM Punk and AEW. What up, my guy? World Elite Podcast. Guys, you go check these guys out. I believe they on Tuesday, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or Wednesday. But they're usually on the YouTube. So check them out on YouTube channels and whatnot. They're good. They're very good. So Aleister Black, when he was in AEW, And I remember he started his feud with Cody Rhodes. I was happy to see him. But then there's word that was coming around. He was having an issue, and whatnot. Okay, guys, World Elite is on Wednesdays. It's on Wednesdays. Check them out, man. I think it's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, one of those. But check them out. Don't miss any other episode. The crazy thing is that when he came to AEW, he started doing the House of Black, which I love that faction. It was him, Brody King, and oh my God, what's the other guy's name? God, he's hurt right now. Buddy Murphy. But the word that was going around, the rumor was that he did not want to do jobs for no one. He was another Rusev. And he felt that he shouldn't do no jobbing to anybody as a singles match. So he was in the 6-man. He was in a tag team, made the House of Black and whatnot. And then he decided to leave AEW when he lost to Master Adam Cole and went to WWE. WWE then let go of Killer Kross and his wife to give the same gimmick that Killer Kross had to give it to Aleister Black. Now, tell me how that'd work out. Because he wasn't even in not even one PLE. He didn't win no singles title. And, Selena Vega, she was another one that 2021 or 2020, I think it was 2021, and when they were doing the, still with the screens around the arena, she was walked out of the building when she got fired. She came back. So my thing was like, you guys don't learn, do you? The company treats you like shit and you come back. I don't get it. So Aleister Black came back only to be fired again. This is the second time. Now, the question is, where is he going? I mean, knowing Tony Khan, he'll probably bring him back. He'll bring him back. He'll have a feud with Brody King, and he'll push Brody King or whatever, maybe. And maybe he'll come with Selena. Now, Selena had the balls and audacity complaining that Sean Ross Sapp reported her being released before she even told anybody. First of all, Selena, Sean Ross Sapp does reporting for pro wrestling. So he's going to wait for you? So you can announce you got fired? Who are you? You're not that important for people to be waiting for you to report that you got fired. You see what I'm saying? Like the attitude, come on. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I can't. So I saw that and I was like, mm-mm. And then we have the whole Wyatt Sick. All of them got fired. Now, the only reason WWE brought them back was to make money out of Bray Wyatt's name. Okay? They brought Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was already there, but then when they brought Eric Rowan back, they brought Nikki Cross back. They brought everybody to make, I mean, when they first came into Raw, that whole bloody scene that they did, that segment, whatever, that was cool. But I already knew that was not going to work. There was only one guy who could make this shit work, and it was Bray Wyatt. Listen, I can't complain. Bo Dallas try to do whatever he can as his brother, but the Wyatt Six was not going to be the Wyatt family. That Wyatt family back in the days was the shit. And I knew it. And once they moved the Wyatt family to SmackDown, have them feuding with the MFT, it went nowhere. They were fighting over a lamp. Granted, they won the tag team belts. I think it was Joe Gracie and Lester Loomis. But they were fighting over a lamp. This is what we were going with. A lamp. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, honestly, I was like, so the whole Wyatt family, and because when I saw Nikki Cross, I saw it through somebody's social media that said Nikki Cross release. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, let go of Nikki Cross, but what happens to the Wyatt family? So, but then next thing you know, I started seeing that all of them got let go. And that's how I found out that all these people got let go. Because I didn't even know. So then we had Santo Escobar. I don't know why he came back. I thought he's gonna be in AAA. Apparently, didn't he sign a contract? I don't know. I don't know. That was weird. Motor City Machine Guns. I'm glad they're going. They're leaving. And the reason I say that, Florida City Machine Gun came in, and within 2 weeks they had the tag team belts, and they lost it 3 weeks later. So it was more of, oh, here's your new toy, play with it. Now we're taking it away from you. The 5 minute rule, I call it. You know what I'm saying? You have the title in 5 minutes. I want them back, and that's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he did. So which is ridiculous. We already spoke about Dexter Lumis, Apollo Crew. They wasted that guy's talent. The only time I saw Apollo Crew having maybe a possibility of becoming something big was when Paul Heyman took over in 2021 with the creative control, and Apollo Crew looked like he was going somewhere, and they just took the rug under his feet. So this is crazy. Let me see. And Zoe Starks, and I think that's my last person I'm going to talk about, because Eric Rowan, I mean, he came back because of the whole Y6 stuff, but Andrew Chase, I'm not really familiar with him, but I'm surprised they let him go. I think he was very popular in NXT from what I hear. Alba Fry, wasn't she the NXT UK World Champion and whatnot? Somebody help me in that. So, but Zoe Stark. Now, Zoe Stark got hurt. It was last year. She broke her tibia. She was out. The thing I'm getting is, like, how you fire somebody who's injured? You know what I'm saying? She has no fault of getting injured. She just got injured. So now you go, she's being home, getting paid. Now you firing her. You know what I'm saying? And I thought Zoe Stark was going to retire and whatnot, because that's what she said. She was going to retire from wrestling. But, it's crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, all these wrestlers that got let go, they don't deserve to lose their job. But one person that I will say that I can't say deserve it, because not deserve it, it's a lesson to be learned. And that is Aleister Black. Because Aleister Black came in thinking that when he went to AEW, that since he wrestled in WWE, he's the number one guy and whatnot. But little do they know that you wasn't the number one guy in WWE to begin with, for you to go to another promotion and think you're the number one guy. Same thing with Rusev. When Rusev was in AEW, you know what I'm saying, when he was the Redeemer, you know what I'm saying, he was another guy who did not want to, he didn't want to participate in the Continental Classic because he didn't want a job to nobody and whatnot. And he left like maybe a month after the Classic, the first Classic. He's in WWE right now. He was in the damn ladder, man. What did he get? He's in WrestleMania only to lose. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, it was crazy that this happened. But it's like I told one of my boys today, it was like, matter of fact, I was talking to the guy who runs Top Row Wrestling Talk, when he's already stressed out about all this nothing with WWE. And he said he just don't care anymore what WWE does. And I don't blame him. It's like WWE, they just don't care about nothing. They don't. I mean, the fact that you have to have your employees stress and worry that after WrestleMania you may not have a job, because these guys are trying to cut people. And then when I talk about these guys, I'm talking about TKO. Now, granted that TKO was on some podcast, I don't know who, Mark Shapiro claimed that they in charge of the creative ideas and all that. I'm like, how you in charge of the creative when you guys don't know shit about wrestling? So I feel that they're trying to get the heat off Triple H, but I think they're the ones, like I told my boy, they're the ones that come with the idea, oh, we're going to bring such. Like right now, this Cameron thing, when our Cameron the rapper did some promo where he ripped his shirt like he was Hulk Hogan and talking about he wants to wrestle the Bloodline. He's bringing his people on SummerSlam. Do you want to see that shit? Because I certainly don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and it looks to me that a lot of you wrestling fans who love WWE gonna have to deal with this. And like I said, the only way you guys can make a change is if you stop buying their merchandise, stop buying their tickets, and watch them change the narrative. Okay, because that's the problem. If you guys continue to buy the merchandise, you keep continuing to buy tickets, you could turn it. They're gonna be like, well, we're gonna put this match, and when they don't like it, well, like Triple H say, F off. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, TKO is trying to protect Triple H from the fans. I mean, there was reports that during the post show, or even before the post show, during the preview or whatever, you have fans saying F TKO. You know what I'm saying? F TKO. TKO is feeling, and Ari Hawani said something in his show where he said that TKO is trying to bring in the casual fan, right? Because they're bringing in these celebrities and all this and whatnot. Like Shapiro say, oh, The Rock was the biggest superstar, and now he's in the movies. Well, the Rock is gone. But Ari Hawani said that TKO doesn't know what they're doing, because if you're trying to bring in the casual fans to come in and to get hooked into your product, because you got celebrities stepping in the ring and whatnot, right? You're going to make them, they're casual, you're going to make them hardcore. And what's going to happen is the hardcore fan is going to let the casual fan who became hardcore the real deal. And that is that they don't cater to the hardcore fans. They don't. Once you become a hardcore fan, they're not going to cater to you and whatnot. Now, do I see WWE being around? No, I give it another 2 or 3 years before they sell it to the Saudis. Right now, Nick Khan was involved in some thing where it has to do with boxing, that whole Turkey stuff, and I mean WWE, boxing, UFC, all that together and whatnot. And that's going to happen. WWE will not be part of the United States anymore. It's going to be owned by the Saudis, and WWE is going to be gone as we know it. Okay, it's going to be gone as we know it. So right now, enjoy your time watching WWE, because it's not going to be around soon. And if it is, it's going to be owned by the Saudis. You know what I'm saying? So lucky for me, I have the alternative, which is AEW. And a lot of people don't like AEW. Most of you are going to end up turning to AEW or stop watching wrestling overall and whatnot. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is it for me. I want to thank those who are in online and whatnot. Thank you for participating in this. Guys, you can find me on social media, of course, and whatnot. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, the X, and of course the YouTube channel. That is the most important part. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe and whatnot. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're close. We're getting to 1,000. So support the podcast. I would gladly appreciate it. Also, if you can support the podcast store, we got t-shirts, we got hats and hoodies with a tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. We are available also on TikTok. Check us in TikTok. So show us love. Also, the most important part, we are part of the Debate Network. Okay, the Debate Network. So and check the Debate Network. They're on every day having watch-alongs and whatnot. And they have the Raw watch-along on Monday, NXT watch-along on Tuesday, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, TNA on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, Saturday Collision. So there's wrestling 6 times a day. And again, if you didn't hear me the first time about subscribing,
hit the like button and subscribe, bitch.
So, subscribe to the channel. I will gladly appreciate it. Until then, guys, I will see you next week. Also, check out the my AEW Dynamite recaps. That's on audio podcast, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. This also is on audio. This will go audio and whatnot. And you can check out any episode you missed. If you didn't get to see it on, on YouTube, because you don't have time, you can listen to it on the audio I'd rather you see it on the YouTube channel, but whatever's convenient for you. Again, thank you again for supporting the podcast, and I will see you guys next week with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.